Good morning. It's Mark here. Another morning rant. Time on deck. 7 o'clock. Don't ask. Just don't ask. All right, look. Let's get into some news real quick. I wasn't gonna do. I wasn't gonna do a morning rant today. I was not gonna do one. But the weekend went through, and I've been kind of shying away from doing them on the weekend. And Sunday has their little Sunday data dumps, so it's only right that I would do a rant on Monday. But I'm going through the news. I'm like, man, this country is in some trouble, and it's not from Joe Biden's agenda. This one lady I saw on the news this weekend, I cannot believe it. This lady had the audacity to get upset. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was a lady on a commercial. I was watching Fox News, and the commercial came up, and it was a doctor talking to a patient saying that, hey, your Medicare has been cut. They're defunding Medicare and Medicaid. And the doctor was like, yep, they defunded the police and now they're defunding Medicare. And so this elderly lady gets on the phone, and she's calling, I guess, her congressman saying, hey, don't take away my Medicare. And it's funny how they portray it, because you have Republicans and conservatives that say less government, less government, less government spending. But you got an older person on here saying, don't touch my health care, don't touch my Medicare. So it's freaking hypocritical. On one hand, they don't like the socialist policies or the socialist agenda, but as long as you don't touch my benefit. That was an episode of The Simpsons a long time ago. I can find it on YouTube. The scene where Grandpa Simpson. It was during the episode where they were trying to figure out who shot Mr. Burns, and they was like, hey, Grandpa, where you get all this money? And and he was like, well, the government sends it to me. And he said, hey, I didn't earn it, I don't need it, but if they miss one paycheck, I'll raise holy hell. And that's how conservative are. That's how conservatives and the GOP behaves. They don't want it, they don't need it, but they got it, and you better not take it from them. So I'm going to say it now, like I've said this before, and I'm going to keep saying it. This country has got to make some drastic changes. If we don't make the investments now, we have got to start making the investment into alternative energies now. What's wrong with trying to say, hey, we are going to stop depending on Middle Eastern oil? I mean, we can drill in our country as well. I mean, we got oil reserves and everything too, but we're going to stop because the fear is that the oil is running out. We're squeezing out oil sands. We're just trying to milk the last little bit of oil that's in the ground right now. If that's the case, why are we so hell bent on keeping that fuel as our fuel? Why are we trying to go and do alternative energies? Why the hell the sun has a lot of unused power? We don't tap into it. Yeah, we got solar powered this and solar powered that and solar powered over there, but we don't have a infrastructure that can harness the energy that the sun provides. Imagine that. Now you can make fun of the wind power, the water power. Hell, I'm in Montgomery. Go to Prattville. They used water power for Daniel Pratt. Daniel Pratt was the owner of a lot of land, and he was a smart businessman from the Georgia area. He came down from the north down to Georgia. Him and the guy had a business plan. The guy didn't want to do it, so he came over to Alabama, and he got started in Prattville. Trust me, I did the research. I'm a nerd, dude. Uh, so Daniel Pratt founded a cotton gin warehouse in what will become known as Prattville. And if you go to Prattville right now in downtown Prattville, there is his old abandoned warehouse. And they used water power to fix his factory or to help manufacture his goods. Why are we not harnessing this power? And you guys are upset about $3.5 trillion now? Wait. Wait. And it's not just the Republicans. It's the Democrats as well. Because here's the problem with the Democrats and the Republicans. You got the Republican Party who knows how to wield power. You got the Democrat Party who's always trying to go. I was just watching Lincoln this weekend, and the 2012 movie with Daniel Day-Lewis. Powerful movie. I love it. In the movie, Tommy Lee Jones is playing a senator, a congressman, I think. Can't remember his name. And they were talking about, the people and what the people think. And he was like, hell, to hell with the people. I don't care what the people think. They elected me to lead them. I'm going to lead them. To hell with what they think. I'm going to tell them what's good for them. That's a freaking leader. And it seems like the Republican Party knows how to do that. Republican Party says, hey, to hell with what our people say, we're going to lead them. Now, there's a dichotomy to that, because at the same time they're telling people to lead, they're still catering to the majority. So right now, the majority of people love Trump, and Trump may run again in 2024. So the Republican Party are still catering to that fan base, and they're acting on what that base is doing. But they know how to wield the power. Democrats seem to be lost in the freaking sauce. So they don't know how to lead. They're so hell-bent on trying to keep power that they don't know what to do with the power. All right, I went 7 minutes for no reason. Let me go to what Donald Trump said this weekend. This was, this was Friday, but I didn't do anything on Saturday, so listen to what he said.
Those people will probably have AIDS, and they're coming into our country.
That's former President Trump explaining why Haitian migrants should not be allowed into the U.S. Speaking to Fox News' Sean Hannity, Trump says doing so is like a death wish for our country.
Haiti has a tremendous AIDS problem. AIDS is a step beyond. AIDS is a real bad problem. So hundreds of thousands of people are coming into our country. And if you look at the stats, if you look at the numbers, if you look at, just take a look at what's happening in Haiti, a tremendous problem with AIDS.
Following a devastating earthquake and the assassination of the country's president, thousands of Haitians have attempted to enter from the southern border to seek a better life. But despite Trump's assertions, Business Insider points to data from the UN, which finds HIV prevalence for Haitian adults stands at around 1.9%, a decline from past years. The global rate is 0.7%. Trump's on-camera distaste echoes a report from 2018 in which he reportedly called Haiti and African nations whole countries.
So yeah, I'm glad I'm glad he did the numbers, because I did the numbers. I'm glad he did the numbers because I did the numbers. 1.9% of Haitians have HIV, and that's a decline. 1.9%. Let's go to the CDC. 1.2 million people in the U.S. have HIV, and about 13% of them don't even know if they need testing. So, I think from the CDC, I saw where I think there was about 10,000 people that had HIV/AIDS in Haiti. It's like like you said, 1.9%, 1.3, whatever it was. But we have about now this number is small when compared to the totality of American population. That's 349 million people here, and 1.2 million has HIV. But then there are a lot of people that don't know they have it and are not willing to get tested for it. So here he is again, telling Americans to be afraid of dark-skinned people. And he's not saying he's not just talking about because I got another video here that I'm not going to show it, but he's not just talking about black and brown people. He talks about Middle Eastern people as well. So I guess you consider black or brown. But he says that if you're from the Middle East, then you're a terrorist. If you're from Africa or Haiti or the Caribbean, then you're an S-hole country. If you're from Mexico, you're bringing drugs and crime and rape. Why can't we have people come from here, come to America like from Sweden? You know, England, Europe. This is what if you don't think that this man is racist, if you don't think this man is prejudiced, this should confirm it for you. His campaign speech, the first campaign speech he did, talked about how Mexico is bringing rapists and druggists and criminals and murderers here. Now, don't get me wrong. I am for a secure border. I'm for a secure border. But guess what? I'm for a secure border on the north and south. It seems like we have a real problem at the southern border, but we don't have a problem at the northern border. I guess Canadians can come and go as they please. The man is prejudiced. The man is racist. And he has the power to get back into the White House. And now in Virginia, there's an election with Terry McAuliffe. I guess he's running for governor again, and there's a possibility that he can lose. And that what a lot of people are afraid of is that if Republicans get into power in some of these swing states, they can go and fix the law to where if they don't like who won the election, they can change it. I still got the report up from when Donald Trump tried to overturn the election. So this country, man, wow. This country is in for a social civil war. I'm not saying that this country is going to take up arms because during the American Civil War, you had a defined border. You had the North versus the South. You knew who the enemy was. Now it seems that whether you're from the North or the South, it didn't matter. You knew who your enemy was. If you was in the North, you was an enemy to the Southern people. If you was in the South, you was an enemy to the Northern people. But now that the country is more diverse and more spread out and more advanced, there is no defined lines. So we're in. I would say right now that we're in a social civil war, pre-war. And again, I'm not saying that we're going to take up arms and fight each other, but this country is in for another reckoning to where we have got to decide just how this country is going to be run. Is it going to be run with facts or is it going to be run with lies? Or is it going to be run with facts or alternative facts? It's scary. I listen to both sides. And it's scary how you can have both of them can have the same information and see it differently or interpret it differently. The number one problem we have with illegal immigration in this country is not the southern border. It's not. It's people coming from China, the Netherlands, Europe. It's a lot of people coming over here on visas, on legitimate visas, and overstaying their visas. Whether it's a work visa, a school visa, whatever kind of visa it is, they're coming here on these visas and they're overstaying their visas and they're not reporting back in. They just come here, stay, and don't leave. That's the main problem. And again, I would say this: if you want to talk about the ports and the borders, Why are we not putting money in the borders and the ports? We have a lot of drugs coming into this country. This country does not have poppy fields. So crack cocaine cannot be manufactured here. There are no poppy fields here. The largest country that has poppy fields is Afghanistan. Poppy fields produce, opium, and because I'm not sure about the science behind it, but I know poppy fields create opium. I think poppy fields create opium. Cocaine comes from Colombia for the most part. China uses opium, which is why China is trying to get into Afghanistan. So there's a lot of stuff going on underground that we're not aware of. The reason why Afghanistan will never be a conquered country is because it's a landlocked country and there are no natural resources there other than poppy fields. Who wants that? So I'm ranting here, but that's what this is. It's a morning rant. I'm afraid that this country is in for a rude awakening, and social media. You hear about WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all these different media platforms where people are not getting accurate information, and if they don't like the information, they dismiss it for something that they do like. We're in trouble. But look, let me get up out of here, man. I'm not gonna go 20 minutes here. But today's Monday. You guys have a great Monday. Have a great week. I see you guys on the next one. I gotta go to the dentist this morning. Excuse me. Gotta get gotta get my teeth clean. So, hey, I will see you guys on the next one. You guys have a great day. Have a great week. All right. I'm out. Y'all take care.